As I've always said, until they prove you otherwise, you just have to assume everyone's lying to you. Trust in this country is reaching a breaking point. You can't even trust the people who are supposed to protect you. And of course, I'm talking about the government. For years, the government's been lying, hiding, and stealing from you. They lied about Afghanistan, the Patriot Act. They even lied about Pat Tillman. They hid Hunter's laptop to put Joe in the White House. They shut down schools over COVID and then stole a bunch of pandemic relief for themselves. The people who are supposed to protect us are in it for themselves. But they at least used to act like they cared about the little guy. But when a toxic train wrecked in East Palestine, Ohio, they didn't even pretend to care. The Biden administration can't even find East Palestine on a map, and the whole town feels forgotten, and they can't trust anyone.
My daughter has asthma. She's been coughing. My son's been coughing. My son's room's in the basement. The basement tested the best air out of the whole house. How is that possible? So the machines they're using, is anybody calibrating them? Has anybody checked on them? I mean, it's just all for show? Or is there actually science behind it?
We're kind of like their little lab rats. Like, maybe you might get cancer 5 years, 10 years down the road. You might not.
But I know that it's not good. I know that they're lying to me. I know that they're lying to the nation.
Isn't that sad? A town being forced to live in a mushroom cloud is being told everything's okay. Meanwhile, kids are breaking out in hives. Pets are dropping dead and rivers are full of chemicals and dead fish. But the people who should care, like Ohio Senator Sherrod Brown, won't even answer if he would drink the water. Watch.
Should the residents of East Palestine accept the assurances from the government, or are they right to be skeptical?
Well, they're right to be skeptical. We think the water's safe, but when you return to your home, you should be tested again for your water.
Would you drink the water in East Palestine?
The mayor said definitively, emphatically, that people can drink the water.
So he dodged. He didn't answer the question. And I'd be skeptical, too. 500 tons of toxic chemicals turned my water kaleidoscopic. Wouldn't you be skeptical if your government told you to drink the water, then the water looks like this?
Wow.
Look at all that.
Look at it.
It's all in the bottom of the creek bed.
Video. How is anybody in this town supposed to believe the water's safe? How is anybody supposed to listen to the same EPA who told New Yorkers the air was fine after 9/11? How is anybody supposed to believe it's all safe when the people doing the tests are being sent out by the rail company whose train flew off the tracks? And how is anyone supposed to trust the rail company whose sloppy handling of all this only makes things worse?
The train derailment happened on the 3rd, and they kind of sat around on the 4th and 5th, not certain what to do. But on the 6th, they made a decision to dig a hole and take all the chemicals, the liquid chemicals from the rail cars and dump it into an unlined hole, hence why we're going to have a big water issue. And they lit it on fire. It looks like a situation was mishandled on the upfront that created a worse scenario.
You don't think people in East Palestine are sitting there thinking, we really got screwed here, especially after the rail company was a no-show at the town hall last week, where they said they were too scared of being in the same room with the people they may have poisoned, and then just waved around checks for $1,000, like chump change.
It almost angers me. And it ain't about the money, it's about health. It's almost an insult, you know? Think about $1,000 to them. It's like you giving your kid a nickel to put in his piggy bank. It's nothing.
$1,000 is nothing to a $55 billion rail company. Alan Shaw made $8 million last year, and he thinks these people can be bribed into taking $1,000? Shaw lives in a $4.5 million house. Here he is smiling in front of the mansion, while people in East Palestine are worrying whether or not they're going to get cancer. Does this look like the kind of guy people can trust? If it wasn't for public pressure, Norfolk Southern's sleazy CEO Alan Shaw wouldn't even have showed up to East Palestine. But he finally did this weekend. and said he was there for the little guy.
I'm here to support the community, and if you'll excuse me, that's where I'm headed right now, to meet with some community members.
How did this exactly help? He called a cloud of toxic smoke over a small town in Ohio a success.
And what was his reaction when he saw the result and the cloud of smoke rising into the sky?
Frankly, that told us that there was success, and that the opportunity for a much riskier event occurred because of what was in the rail cars.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.